intensive treatment.
Welcome everyone back to Intensive Treatment, your number one spot for everything in the world of the Arkham universe. And today we have another discussion between the two of us. A topic that we have been talking about doing for months at this point.
Yeah, that's
Probably,
true.
I want to say this was around the time we started doing live streams again,
Yeah.
where we were playing through Arkham Asylum, the remaster. Ugh.
Got that
And
thing.
we were just brainstorming stuff, and we came up with this topic, which was how the fuck does Joker get around Arkham Asylum so quickly? Say for those that are not, who have no idea what we're talking about, even very early on in the game, we all know the deal. Joker escapes custody and he runs around Arkham, causing mayhem and shenanigans and whatnot. And then after or it's like right before you meet him in the room where you fight the first Titan guard, you could see on the TV screens that he's already sitting on his throne.
Yep.
In the visitor center or behind the visitor center, whatever. And this happens all over the game. There will be spots where you meet up with him face to face, and then the next thing you know, he's already back on the throne, shit talking you and making jokes and all that stuff. And we just gotta wonder, how the fuck does he get there? How does he get around anywhere? So we're gonna finally talk about that today.
Yeah, and maybe we can come to a common conclusion about what the hell this guy's doing. I mean, I can even think too, now that you mentioned the first initial TV screen throne thing when you're running through the halls of intensive treatment center, he's already on the bed of bones, like the throne of
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah.
How the hell is that even there? Where did he get that? Like the asylum isn't even fully taken over yet. And he has everything, and part of me's just like, all right, well, it's a plot hole. But part of me wants to believe it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about this. So we see that he has, obviously, when you go to fight the first Titan guy, he goes into the inmate isolation center.
Yes.
And we don't know where that goes. And it's just pitch black. Like there's no way to see back there. But
Not really, no.
my thought was always that was his way of sort of going around the asylum quickly, at least from the intensive treatment building to that area.
Yeah.
But I really don't know though. Now also, I want to take into account Arkham Knight, because now this could just be Batman's mind, but it might not be. We're in that area, and there's a bunch of other cells and stuff hanging from chains. So, what if that is the area? What if it's just like all over the asylum, there's these sort of doorways that you can put patients in to go to this one area that's the isolation center.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of hanging over this psychotic drop. But Joker also has a way to get around because he can just go to whatever building he wants from there. What do you think, though? That's my initial thought. So what's yours? Mine's a whole ass conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I don't know about that because my assumption, like the way that the map is all laid out, right? Like you have the intensive treatment building, and my assumption was always that the doorway that those hanging cells were in were kind of like towards the back of like the back of the building.
Right.
But then when you have to leave the intensive treatment building and you follow the Gordon's trail from the pipe, you see the visitor center and it's facing in the opposite direction. So, like, I don't know if like it's just.
Oh my god, that's true.
Yeah. So like maybe there would be a way to do that, but like I don't know how exactly. It's just weird though, because it's like he's on when he leaves that room, like he's on top of the cell, right? And then 5 seconds later, he's in another part of the he's in another part of the intensive. Well, I think it was closer to the visitor center, like you said. So, or maybe
Mhm.
towards the elevators, like in that area.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like unless he like got through and like booked it to get to be in that spot, like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense,
Right.
at least to me. But
Right, I never even thought about that. Well, my conspiracy's done.
it's just fuck
Immediately.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
that makes it even more
it's always
interesting
just
'cause
weird to me because it's just like after that cutscene though, then he's back on the throne again, and
right.
you see that when you go like right before you do the stealth encounter in like the entrance of the intensive treatment.
Yeah.
So excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Joker's getting to him.
Oh, Joker sickness.
Got the virus.
Fuck. But anyway, it's like yeah, just looking at it, it's all contrived. Like I asked myself the same thing when we brought up this topic too, which was like, how did he get that throne in the first place? Like we already
Right.
know that he's been working on this plan for a certain amount of time. I don't know if they say how long exactly.
No, but
Um,
he did say months of planning, so
months of planning. Okay.
definitely a few months.
So it's like during that time, was he just like making that throne just for when Batman shows up or whatnot? It's all like it's very complicated stuff.
But
So
then again, how would he even do that if the asylum is guarded and, like, all the buildings are active?
true, yeah,
I mean, he could be paying people off,
maybe, yeah,
but at the
like
same time, like, still, there's I would say more good cops this time around in Gotham than there was in Origins.
yeah, like the only
So
person he'd be really paying off is like Bowles or whatever.
right.
So
And I'm sure Bowles actually, now that you mention him, had a big role in this. Obviously, he had a role in the initial escape. But I'm sure that if he had a role in the initial escape, he had a role in the plan for the escape.
without a doubt, yeah.
So I'm curious how big of a role he played. We might never know that at this point in time, but um, I'm
No,
sure he played a role.
it's hard to say because at the same time though, it's like he doesn't like Joker doesn't really think much of Bowles either. Like
No,
as
yeah,
he knew when like he knew that Batman was going to find a way to follow them or like to have a trail on them regardless, and it would have been linked to Bowles. So
right.
once that happened, he killed him just
Yeah,
like to just to like just mess
tie
up,
up loose ends.
yeah, and stuff. So maybe he could have been involved in the plan somehow. Like maybe he's the reason that Joker has access to all these areas in the
Yeah,
first place. But
right. That's a good point. Because Joker's constantly, especially, using a lot of areas that people don't know about, especially like, for instance, the medical facility, the basement area, but not the main basement where it's all messed up and where they're keeping Bane. Um,
yeah,
like he knows about all of these weird spots.
or the secret laboratory in the gardens. Like
Yes,
he knew about that and had a way of getting there.
right. And obviously they were working out of there for a while.
Yes,
So I'm sure Bowles had a big part to do with that. Because why would Joker? I mean, Joker is a criminal mastermind, so he could have easily just figured out that there was an area in the botanical gardens that he could use as a lab. But you know, it's it seems a bit more far fetched when he had at his disposal people who could just tell him.
maybe Doctor Young unintentionally was helping him out
Her as
too.
well. That's
Yeah,
true. I forgot too. She was a part of it at one point.
because they were working together on Titan, like,
Yeah.
before she backed out of the deal, and he got super angry about it. So
Yeah.
maybe she had some of these like acts like to that basement in the medical facility or like the lab, the Titan lab. Like she could have had access to that and like let Joker in on it too.
Yeah.
So
But this begs the question. How the hell is he getting around?
yeah,
And obviously, it's not just the beginning, guys. Like, that happens really fast where he's on the throne and then he's just there, but also it happens everywhere else in the game.
and it's
Uh,
just him too. It's not like Harley has access to like um getting around as fast as him. Because remember when she took Warden Sharp hostage, like after Dr. Young gets killed, there's a trail leading to the penitentiary, so they had to walk through the asylum. They didn't have like a secret corridor or something like that to get there.
right.
So it's only Joker doing this.
Yeah, and also, I mean, speaking of Harley, like she for sure doesn't know as much as you'd think because half the time they're not even together in the game.
No,
Um, Not even half the time, probably 90% of the time. Like she's just around.
I don't think they're ever together
No, they're
in the
not.
whole of Asylum.
No, you're right, they're not. At least that we see. Um, so I don't know. I doubt Joker would even let her in on any of his main plans.
Probably
He
not.
uninvited his own girlfriend from the party. I mean, that's that man. That man's a menace. So
True Chad.
literally a Chad. Look at that chin, guys.
Yeah, I think Joker like let Harley kind of take like because she had the warden's access codes and whatnot, so she probably had access to like the main restricted areas. But like as far as the lab and whatnot, she knew about the lab, but she had no access to it whatsoever.
Hmm. Now,
Or well, maybe she did because her fingerprints are in like on that spot where the junction box is.
it's
But
true.
she didn't. I don't think she knew that it was behind there.
Yeah. Now, another
Maybe she
thing
did.
that I was thinking about is that do you think that Joker could have used the sewers to get around quicker?
Maybe.
Because we obviously know that he knew about the sewers, and he also knew about an area that we didn't know about, which is the pump area. Um, and who knows how many other secret locations in the sewers there is that, Batman doesn't know about or has explored at least.
Yeah.
So that could have been a way because we see too, even in the normal parts of the sewers near the Batcave, there's just Joker guards there at a certain point in time. So, I mean, that's a big possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Either he had like he got around through the sewers, which would have been possible, or he knew that Batman would have been using the sewers anyway to get around.
Yeah,
Um, so he would have probably taken steps for both measures, I'd assume.
mm, yeah. God, this is hard for me
Mm.
anyway.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
my freaking conspiracy just went down in the first 2 minutes.
And yeah, the whole time we're talking about it, we're just kind of raising more questions than anything.
Right.
My current stance on this is that either Bro has a teleporter, has the power to teleport, or he has like underground tunnels beneath the buildings that he's in.
That was another thing I was going to mention is he could have underground tunnels that would just make it easier to get around and quickly.
Yeah,
Now, I do think the intensive treatment one is definitely a plot hole because it's just too little time for him to get from one side of the island to the next. It's like but then again, then again, the time in these games never really mattered because Protocol 10 in Arkham City is like a 12-hour period and it happens within 3 hours.
True.
So, I mean, Batman could have been around the intensive treatment building for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We don't know. So time's relative in these games. All we know is that it takes place within a night.
Yeah. Well, that
But
makes you wonder, though, is that how much time is he spending in the asylum anyway, like throughout the
right,
course of the game,
yeah,
which
that's
probably
true.
would have been like hours at that point. Like, yeah. So he spent a long time. That dude has a 5 o'clock shadow. He spent a lot of time in there.
Yeah, he did. So, I mean, again, time could be relative in this situation. So we really don't know how much time Joker has to get around the asylum effectively. Because I mean the actual massacre that Joker starts is relatively fast, but it doesn't happen right away. It's like if time is moving a certain way, then Joker could have just went out to the island anytime and started killing people, and then went to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There is a lot more questions now than answers. Thanks, Rocksteady.
Yeah. Thanks, Rocksteady.
Where do we go from here?
I guess we'll get into just our final like conclusions or what we think personally. I just think he is a teleporter. Like it's just I'm honestly certain that bro just like built a teleporter on him and he was just like, I want to go to the medical facility. Bam, there.
Well, knowing how the bigger DC universe works, um, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a teleporter. Probably stole it from like a or he has like the fucking the thing that Captain Boomerang has, the flash thing.
Yeah.
He's just running super fast around the map.
Like he stole it from Luthor or something. Like he stole like a prototype or whatever.
Yeah,
And he's been hiding it away and using it to his benefit.
maybe that's what he did. He stole a teleporting device from Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I would say that for me, the most logical thing is that he has underground tunnels. But the thing that I want to believe is that he has a teleporter.
Yeah.
So I think I'm half and half right now.
Yeah, I would say that. Like all joking aside, he probably just has like an underground tunnel system. Like if like in any case, if there's anybody that's going to know Arkham more than anybody, it's Joker.
Yeah.
Not even the warden, not the guards, like no other inmate would know how intricate like the whole layout would be aside from Joker. Like this guy has escaped who knows how many times at this
Yeah.
point. So,
Yeah, I mean, he could just be using his escape routes to get around. You never know.
yeah.
So that's what I think, though.
Yeah.
God, now I should have been Joker for Halloween. It's the criminal mastermind. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add.
I think, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Let us know in the comments what you think. How does Joker get around? Is it a teleporter? Is it tunnels?
Is it Lex Luthor?
Is it Lex Luthor?
Or is he just a Giga Chad and can just get there that fast?
Yeah.
Let
Is
us know.
Joker God? Let us know in the comments down below.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. You can follow us on Instagram to keep up to date with everything we do. Join our Discord server as well. Um, it's it's the intensive treatment building, baby. We got some psychopaths in there, so you should join.
Yeah, join our Discord, follow our Instagram, follow our personal accounts.
Yeah, please.
And
Please.
stay tuned for our other videos like ITTVs, penitentiary parts, live streams, all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys for the next episode. So have a great night and stay locked up, of course.
Bye.